It's the beginning of a book called You Too Can Go Bankrupt. Chapter 1, June 6, 2009, Down East Maine. Saturday evening, and I'd driven 35 miles on rural two-lane highways to arrive just past dusk at Devin's one-bedroom rental, a few dozen steps behind the house where his landlords lived. Devin had spent the winter here, might spend next winter too, though was going to have to move out by Father's Day. In this part of Maine, landlords might get $1,200 a week during the summer for a space like Devin's. Off-season, Devin paid $600 a month. Drinking red wine, we settled in at the table. We'd long been casual acquaintances, Devin and I. Hadn't seen each other in over a decade. But a half hour earlier, we'd greeted each other with a hug. We were the same age, had mutual friends. He'd already been in Alaska when I arrived in 1985. Back then, in his early 30s, he'd been the city manager in a small, rural Alaska municipality, earning a good income. Over time, he lived in Fairbanks, Juneau, and Anchorage, working various jobs, just as I'd done. Like me, he played fiddle. I was here on a trip with my girlfriend, Rosa, who was visiting her eldest daughter and 2 grandchildren. On a free night, I contacted Devin, who invited me over. Devin had moved to Maine with his wife and daughter 14 years earlier. The plan had been to remain long enough for his wife to earn an architecture degree and then move on, which Devin hoped was back to Alaska. But his wife, now his ex-wife, didn't graduate in 4 years and only recently returned to school in long-delayed coursework. Though Devin had a master's in management resources, which meant he had the credentials to consult, the jobs for which he was best suited had never been plentiful in this part of Maine, and more recently had virtually disappeared. Several years back, a venture with 2 partners sputtered before the 2 dissolved the business. Meanwhile, Devin and his wife had another child, a second daughter who was now 8 years old. The past months, on nights he had custody, Devin could delight how his girl loved climbing the ladder to the loft where there was a mattress and she could fall asleep dreaming beside her shelves of books. Devin poured me a second glass of wine, smiled crookedly, pointed to the corner at a small desk strewn with papers. His bills, he explained, and continued that he'd set aside tomorrow to deal with them. After the divorce his wife had gotten the house, he'd lost almost everything in the settlement and lawyer fees. For income now, he was doing weather-dependent odd jobs outdoors, making $10 to $20 an hour. He owed hundreds to various local businesses and thousands to the credit cards. He estimated he was $20,000 in debt and going deeper daily. Though contemplating bankruptcy, he hoped it wouldn't come to that. "Well, I'm probably going bankrupt in the next months," I told him. "No," he exclaimed. I nodded. "Bankrupt," I said. "You're kidding." "No joke," I said, shaking my head. "You're $20,000 debt? I'm more than 5 times that." He whistled. "100,000? No way. More like 110, maybe 115 today." Devin kept shaking his head, looking at me. "How did it happen?" he asked. I sat there looking down at the wine glass, raised it, took another sip. I wondered how to even begin to explain. After all, it had been years since we'd seen each other. "These things don't just happen. Didn't you think you were getting in too deep? Why didn't you stop at 20 or 40? Man, 100,000 under. What were you thinking?" "It's not like I ever thought it would come to this," I said. "What were you thinking, man?" Devin raised the wine bottle and topped my nearly full glass. "What the hell were you thinking?"